So, in the beginning of the story, we see Kaya, who lives with her younger brother and father. Recently, her mother passed away, which left the entire household in deep shock. Because of this, the atmosphere at home is heavy and unpleasant. They all barely speak to each other, but Kaya does her best to take good care of her younger brother and her father. She has even stopped going out in order to be there for them. But today, her friend Clara has called her because they are going for a walk. Kaya's father, however, still hasn't recovered from the grief. He is very sad today, especially because his wife died on his boat, the same boat he is repairing now. Whenever he sees that boat, he remembers the tragic accident. Kaya leaves in her jeep and meets Clara, who is waiting for her. Together, they join others to spend some time at the sea. Clara mentions that her friend is also coming along with them. Hearing this, Kaya isn't too happy, as she doesn't like being in crowds. But Clara reassures her, saying not to worry too much. Clara also adds that her friend's brother is coming, who is also her friend, and Kaya might like him too. They finally meet, and we come to know that both brothers make vlogs. Clara's friend then shares their plan for the day. They're going to an island using their jet boards. Kaya, however, refuses because she knows it will take too long, and she needs to be home by evening. But Clara's other friend assures her that the island isn't far away. They went there just a few days ago, and they'll be back before sunset. Clara convinces Kaya, saying, "I know you have family responsibilities, but don't worry, I won't delay anything. We'll be back soon." At last, Kaya agrees, and all four of them set off. Once they reach the island, they have a lot of fun. Clara and her friend go into the water, while Kaya sits and talks with Clara's other friend. She feels very good talking to him because, in her situation, Kaya needed someone who could be more than just a friend to her. Soon, both of them also join the others in the water, riding on jet boards, and continue enjoying themselves. But then, Clara's other friend, trying to impress Kaya, increases the speed of his jet board recklessly. This, of course, proves to be a terrible mistake. While showing off, Clara and her friend's jet boat overturns, throwing them both into the water. In the confusion, Clara's friend gets hit by the jet board and is seriously injured, fainting right there. Later, even the other jet board overturns, throwing its rider violently into the water as well, leaving him injured too. Kaya rushes to help Clara, who is terrified, while Clara's other friend desperately searches for his brother. But he is nowhere to be found. They soon realize that he drowned during the accident and is gone. Knowing this, Clara's friend is devastated, blaming himself. He regrets speeding, because if he had been more careful, his brother's life could have been saved. But now, injured himself, he is powerless. Meanwhile, Kaya is tense, as the fuel from their boats has spilled into the water. This means they can't escape by boat, and must swim while hoping for help. Suddenly, they see something approaching them, but it's not a ship, nor another person. It's a shark racing toward them. Kaya knows that staying in the open sea is dangerous, so she urges everyone to climb back on the jet board. Just then, a miracle happens. From a distance, they spot a boat with a captain named Ray. He sees them struggling and quickly speeds toward them. Hearing their cries for help, Ray pulls each of them aboard one by one and tells them to relax, assuring them they are now safe. He carefully helps Clara's injured friend, who has lost a lot of blood, and makes him sit down. Later, Clara goes to the washroom, where Ray also happens to be, and Kaya notices that Ray keeps glancing at her repeatedly. When Clara doesn't return for a long time, Kaya goes inside to check. She finds Ray working with some chemicals on cotton. Kaya assumes he is preparing something to clean the injured man's wounds. But to her horror, Ray suddenly presses the chemical-soaked cotton against her mouth, making her inhale it. She falls unconscious. It becomes clear that Ray is not a good man. When Kaya wakes up, she finds herself locked in a container at the back of the ship. Ray has imprisoned her there, leaving Clara's friend injured outside. The container is dark and grim, with help written on a stick, proof that someone else had been locked here before. Blood-stained mattresses and strands of hair confirm that many girls had been trapped there earlier. Kaya and Clara are terrified. Ray opens the door the next morning to throw rotten fish at them as food. Kaya pleads with him to let her go, crying that her younger brother is at home alone and needs her. But Ray coldly threatens, "If you try to escape, I'll kill you, chop you into pieces, and feed you to the fish." Then he locks the door again. Days pass, with Ray doing all sorts of disturbing things, eating raw fish, smoking, listening to music. He also communicates with someone through a walkie-talkie, hinting that others are involved. After 4 days, another ship approaches. The girls feel hopeful, thinking the Coast Guard has arrived. But it's a doctor, who comes by a smaller boat. He examines Clara's injured friend and chillingly says, "Good, this will also be useful." The doctor then goes downstairs to check on the girls, pretending to help. Clara comes forward, and he pretends to examine her, but once he leaves, they hear horrifying screams. The doctor is removing Clara's friend's organs alive: his kidneys, heart, eyes, liver, everything. He is part of a black market organ trade with Ray. After brutally torturing him, they throw his lifeless body into the sea. Kaya and Clara now realize both Ray and the doctor are dangerous and in this together. Later, they overhear the doctor saying that one girl will be killed for her organs, while the other will be sold to a wealthy client whose son needs a kidney. Ray agrees, as this is how he has been making money, by trapping survivors and selling their organs. Soon, Ray and the doctor come to take Clara upstairs. Kaya tries to resist, but Ray knocks her unconscious. Clara is taken away, screaming. Hours later, Kaya regains consciousness and realizes she must act fast. She notices a ventilation fan in the container. Using all her strength, she pushes it open, squeezes out, and sneaks toward the upper deck. She finds a fishing arrow in the engine room, takes it, and heads upstairs. She confronts the doctor, surprising him. He tries to talk her into surrendering, but Kaya shoots the arrow, injuring him. He attacks back, but Kaya frees Clara in the process. Clara then stabs the doctor repeatedly in the neck, finally killing him. The girls escape, diving into the sea to reach the doctor's ship. Ray later discovers the doctor's dead body and realizes the girls escaped. He searches for them, spots them swimming toward the ship, and tries to chase them. But Kaya had sabotaged the engine wires earlier, preventing Ray's boat from starting. Kaya helps Clara swim, but Clara is too injured. So Kaya swims alone to the ship, finds a radio, and contacts the Coast Guard. They tell her to activate a device called a picker for tracking. She eventually finds it and throws it into the water. Meanwhile, Ray sneaks onto the ship and attacks Kaya, stabbing her in the stomach. Severely injured, Kaya pretends to embrace him but fires a flare into his face, killing him. Kaya collapses from her injuries, but the picker floats away, sending her location. By morning, the Coast Guard arrives and rescues Kaya. They also discover Ray's body and Clara, miraculously still alive, floating in the sea. Though safe now, Kaya and Clara cry endlessly. Their lives are saved, but the trauma remains. Kaya especially still struggles with her mother's death. Finally, both friends are brought to shore, where they look at each other, smile through their tears, and feel grateful to be alive. They promise never to go to such places again. And with that, the story of this film ends here. If you enjoyed this movie explanation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling stories. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comments, what would you do if you were in Kaya's place? Would you fight back or try to escape? I'd love to hear your thoughts.